Ever find yourself at like a train station just kind of mesmerized by the whole thing? The trains coming and going, the crowds, that kind of like hum of journeys starting and ending?
It's captivating, isn't it?
Totally. And today we're going deep into that world. But not just as passengers, we're getting to know the railway sales agents, those folks making sure you get where you're going, ticket in hand, and maybe even a little smile.
And it's a much more a multifaceted role than people might think. There's this really interesting blend of working with people, solving problems on the spot, even analyzing data that can affect everything from like seat reservations to potentially, even suggesting a whole new train route.
Imagine that. You're seeing a bunch of tickets sold for Tuesday afternoons to that cute mountain town everyone loves. Suddenly, bam! Extra train added, schedules tweaked, all because someone noticed a trend.
Exactly. They're the eyes and ears of the station, picking up on those little things, seeing what passengers need, and then using that to make the whole travel experience smoother.
Okay, I'm already picturing those work environment details from our RoleCatcher guides. It's like constant motion, right? Different people, different destinations, that kind of electric energy. Fast-paced, but with this underlying rhythm.
Definitely. It's about finding that sense of calm in the middle of, well, sometimes chaos. Think about it. A train's delayed, there's a platform change, everyone's looking for answers, you're it. That takes some serious on-your-feet thinking, something our learner and listener can relate to.
Oh man, I'm getting those pre-interview jitters just thinking about it. But that's where those transferable skills come in clutch. Worked a crazy retail job, handled a rush at a coffee shop. Gold. Pure gold in this role.
100%. And speaking of gold, the potential benefits here, especially for someone starting out, are pretty great. One that might surprise people. Travel perks. Even if it's just exploring new parts of your region, it's a chance to feed that wanderlust and, get paid for it.
See, work-life balance meets adventure. Our learner-listener is sold already. But gotta keep it real. Every job has its trade-offs. And the guides were pretty upfront about one in particular. Those sometimes kind of funky work hours.
Right, the early mornings, the late nights, maybe some weekend shifts. It's not your typical 9 to 5, that's for sure.
Definitely something to think about, especially for someone who values their time off.
It's all about weighing those priorities, the excitement of the role versus the demands on your schedule. It's a balancing act a lot of us, particularly early in our careers, have to figure out.
But you know what they say? Maybe those kind of odd hours are a trade-off for flexibility somewhere else, right?
It's a great point. A lot of folks thrive on a less rigid schedule.
Yeah, like you're a morning person who loves getting stuff done before the world wakes up. This could be perfect for you. Or maybe you're a night owl energized by that kind of late night vibe.
Yeah.
It's about finding what works.
It's the different pace for sure. And,
Huh.
those varied hours, they let you experience the train station in all its different moods. The early morning calm, that midday rush, those kind of quiet late night departures. It's like the station itself has its own story.
Ooh, I like that. And speaking of stories, what about the skills that make a railway sales agent really tick? Because it's got to be more than just those ticket machines and timetables.
Oh, absolutely. It's this cool mix of customer service, thinking quickly on your feet, even a bit of public safety thrown in there.
Wait, really? Public safety?
Yep. See, the role catcher breakdown says 62% of the job is customer and personal service. But think about it. It's more than just saying hello and pointing people to the right track. Maybe someone needs help deciphering the train schedule. Or you got to guide someone to their connecting train with like 2 minutes to spare. You're like a travel wizard.
I love it. Okay, but public safety.
Yeah, that's a big part of it too, actually.
Mhm.
50%, according to the guides. They're not just the face of the station. They're keeping an eye out, making sure things run smoothly and safely for everyone.
Huh. I never thought of it like that.
It takes a certain kind of awareness, being present, ready to jump in if needed.
That makes sense. And when you put it that way, those skills, staying cool under pressure,
Yeah.
knowing how to handle a tricky situation, those are valuable no matter what you end up doing.
Exactly. You can take those skills with you anywhere. Imagine yourself in a high-stress meeting or dealing with a frustrated customer in any job. Having that experience as a railway sales agent,
Mhm.
that's like your secret weapon.
True. Okay, so you've got those essential skills down. But what about actually building a career in this field? Is it just like stuck selling tickets forever?
Not at all. The role catcher stuff actually outlines a pretty cool path. You start entry level, learning the ropes, mastering those ticketing systems.
Hey,
Some of them are like surprisingly complex, almost like a whole other language.
real.
For real.
Yeah.
It takes some tech savvy. You're not just typing in info, you're troubleshooting glitches, maybe even suggesting ways to make the system better. And as you gain experience, those entry-level gigs can lead to bigger and better things.
So you really can climb that ladder, huh? Instead of just navigating the train schedule, you're navigating your career.
Exactly. And you know what? The learning never stops. The railway world is always changing. New tech, different travel patterns, all that. Staying curious, taking workshops, maybe even some specialized courses, that's how you become the go-to expert.
Okay, you've convinced me. Time to update the resume and get myself a cool watch. Gotta be punctual when you're dealing with trains, right?
Absolutely.
But real quick, before we jump into job hunting mode, how do you actually ace those interviews? I saw some of those example questions in the guides, and let me tell you, some are kind of intimidating.
The interview process, right? It's its own journey. But don't worry, we'll get you prepped.
Okay, good, because one that always throws me off is, tell us about your experience in the railway industry. Like, what if you're just starting out?
Right. That one can be a bit tricky. But remember, it's about those transferable skills. Did you work in a fast-paced environment? Did you have to juggle a million things at once?
Yeah.
Highlight those. It's all about showing them your potential, even without direct experience.
Oh, for sure. That makes total sense. It's like, hey, remember that time I calmed down that furious coffee shop customer when the espresso machine exploded? Well, guess what? I can handle a delayed train announcement like a pro.
Exactly. Show them you're adaptable, you can think on your feet, you're a problem solver at heart. Those are the things that matter.
Okay, that makes me feel way better. Now I kind of want to go apply for a railway sales agent job myself.
Go for it. You never know where life might take you.
So true. Well, on that note, it's time to wrap up this incredible deep dive into the world of railway sales agents. Big thanks to our expert for sharing their insights. I don't know about you, but I've learned a ton.
My pleasure. It's been fun.
And for our listeners, whether you're considering a career change or just love trains like we do, we hope you found this journey insightful and maybe even a little inspiring. Until next time, happy travels.